Show me the money. I need to feel you, Jerry. Show me the money. Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money. Show me the money.
All right, so you're back with another episode of Show Me the Spread with Big Raj. Mike sitting next to me. He is in Miami, right?
Can't believe it.
Are you not on the screen?
We
You're
don't have
real?
a line. We don't have a line
You're
separating
real,
us,
dude.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, dude, if you disagree with me, I'm going to punch you in the face. But this is the more chill, relaxed. We're recapping the first round of the NBA playoffs, which tonight it could end the entire first round. We have the Grizzlies traveling to Minnesota.
We hope it ends.
We hope it ends because I have the Grizzlies in 6. We both have Anthony Edwards to lead the series in points, and that right now he is in the lead.
He is in the lead.
But let's start
by 6. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Well,
6 points.
And he's actually been kind of up and down, but he's been able to kind of get you those garbage time points. Mm-hmm. Karl Anthony Towns has been more inconsistent. Ja's been more inconsistent.
Desmond Bane is...
Desmond Bane's been 1B to 1A. But let's start off probably with the most surprising series because most people said it was going 7. Mm-hmm. Everyone was declaring Kyrie a god after game 1. God disappeared, honestly. I couldn't see him after the next 3 games. KD also called himself a god in a Twitter post, and then said people were overreacting. But Charles Barkley was kind of out of pocket with what he said. But how the fuck did the Nets get swept? I guess we'll start there. How did the Celtics? How was Grant Williams ever able to guard KD one-on-one on such an effective level? I feel like it's something that we just hadn't seen. We had never seen a team guard Kevin Durant that well. In the entire history of Kevin Durant as an NBA player, let's say post-2011, after 2 years in the league, we had never seen a team shut him down like that. Maybe Golden State the last 3 games when they blew that 3-1 lead in 2016. But I think it's crazy, but the bigger story might be the Celtics defense, but we can't not talk about the problems with the Nets, starting with Kyrie Irving.
Tatum did an awesome job guarding KD too.
Unbelievable.
He stepped up on defense in ways that I don't think we had seen from Jason Tatum. But, this is the biggest stage that you could get to right now. That, like you said, biggest surprise is the fact that the Nets couldn't even get one in. Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year, and makes the biggest play of Game 1 right at the end, pulls out that beautiful pass to Jason Tatum with the buzzer beater.
Yeah, a time when he never had that type of resolve. Like, he never showed the ability to make the extra pass. When he was open, he was gunning. And the fact that he had the foresight to see that defender close, give him that fake drive, and it was just beautiful. It was beautiful, the pass to Tatum, the finish. And Brooklyn never recovered. That was the thing. I think somebody who had the Nets to win the series, even though I did think it was a coin flip, but at the end of the day, I put my money on the Nets because I believed in KD as the best player in the world. Something I might no longer believe anymore, honestly, after what I saw. But I think the biggest takeaway was just that we expected Brooklyn to figure it out. And there was a moment in Game 3 when I was watching the game, and it was Seth Curry, Patty Mills, Kyrie Irving, Bruce Brown, Kevin Durant on the court, right? And Kevin Durant is 7 foot, 6'11", whatever he wants to be listed at. But the next biggest guy is Bruce Brown at 6'5". Then you have 3 other dudes under 6'3". Yeah. Marcus Smart is as big as Bruce Brown, but he's playing the point guard for Boston. And that's not the thing, is that Brooklyn wasn't even able to expose Al Horford in the one-on-one, or Grant Williams in the one-on-one, or Daniel Theis in the one-on-one. And if you're not exposing the bigs, then what good is it? In my opinion, the hardest thing for Brooklyn was that they could not defend Boston. You had 3 undersized guards who couldn't. You had Seth Curry guarding Jaylen Brown. You had fucking Goran Dragic guarding Jason Tatum. Kevin Durant was the only guy who you can say, hey, he's a borderline defensive stopper when he doesn't have to give the energy he had to output on offense in this series. So you're asking him to guard Tatum, who might be a top 7 player somewhere in that range right now in the NBA. And on top of that, go out and get you 30 when he's being double-teamed, he's being banged around. Let the players play a little bit more physical in the playoffs, depending on what series you're in, and who's calling the game, as we've seen from Scott Foster. But it's just, I'm mad at myself that I didn't see it soon enough, and then I blinked, Brooklyn got swept, and now what the fuck do the Nets do?
Andre Drummond was pretty trash too.
He just didn't get opportunities because he just didn't fit in this series.
He didn't.
Because you switch him onto anybody, it's over.
Yeah.
Anybody could take him one-on-one.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different storylines that are coming into this, and like you just said, now we get to put into question: is KD still top 5? No, you said top 3. And Jason Tatum doing what he did to elevate. Would you now put Tatum over him? Do you even put Tatum in the top 3, in the top 5?
So I actually did this exercise like a couple days ago. Number 1 is Giannis now, no doubt, no questions, no arguments, anything. I don't know if I'm instantly putting Jokic and Embiid over Kevin Durant. Because it's like Jokic even though they had no chance, Jokic was great in the series. He had a couple of bad games early, but the Nuggets, their second best player is fucking Will Barton. Yeah. Like, you're going to have a tough time winning a national championship if your second best player is Will Barton.
Jokic edged them a win.
No, on his back. Yeah. Jokic won a game, and Brooklyn didn't, which I think is just the biggest indictment on the Brooklyn Nets that we can have. Yeah. But I guess, gun to my head, I think I'm still putting KD like at 5, maybe 4. Like, I might have Embiid jump him. I might have Jokic jump him. I might have Tatum and Luka both jump and beating Jokic. Like, I don't know, because when it's a playoff series, the game's different. It feels like the wing players matter more. Embiid sometimes does look great, but then you sometimes can still pick on him on the pick and roll because he's still not the slowest guy. I mean, not the fastest guy. And the injuries with Embiid, now he has the finger injury. There's always something with Embiid. This year, I hope he somehow pulls out this MVP. So, I guess my answer to that is, I thought it was 1A, 1B, Giannis and Tatum. That was my initial thing. Now it's 1 Giannis, and KD and Tatum are in that pool of players, which is Embiid, Jokic, KD, Tatum, Steph Curry, Luka Doncic. Those 6 players, whoever you like more, it's up to you. But if you're telling me Tatum's the second best player in the world right now, I'm not going to argue with you. I wouldn't be against it. And if he goes and gets to the finals this year and gets a finals MVP, then he's putting a fucking stamp on that, and he's the second best player in the world.
Beautiful. Now, switching from KD, we're going to go to Kyrie Irving. And I'm just going to preface this with, this is so disappointing because the Nets, and I had stock in this, were the favorite to win the entire fucking championship this year from the very beginning of the season. And we just see this entire shit show of a season. Everybody's talking about now, why this played out the way it did to lead ultimately to a sweep from Boston, and everyone's looking at Kyrie Irving and all this. So, what's your take on Kyrie? The playoffs, the season, this series in particular, everything he was saying.
I've already gone on the Kyrie situation for the season. Obviously, it caused the end of the Harden situation, and being that Ben Simmons, who there is no fucking way Brooklyn traded for Ben Simmons with the thought that he was not going to play in this series.
No way. No,
they expected him to play in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
And somehow now his mind is messing with his back. And now we're getting into some voodoo shit that I think they only understand in New Orleans. I'm not going to get in the way of that. Maybe send Ben Simmons to Brooklyn for Zion Williamson and send them 5 first-round picks. Maybe they'll do it. Oh, I forgot. Brooklyn has none left because of the Harden trade. But ironically, since he's not there anymore. But Ben Simmons, what a disaster. Kyrie, a bigger disaster because he ruined the season. Yeah. And I know that, you can have your stance on vaccinations, whether it should have been mandatory, whether it wasn't. Every other guy did it. He caused his team. And Kevin Durant, who is the best player in the world and left the Golden State Warriors to play with him. Mm-hmm. And he said, go fuck yourself. I will ruin a season while you're still kind of in your prime, which we saw. What if KD's past his prime? And we just saw it against Boston.
Last year.
Look at, or I'm saying, even this year, what if this season showed you that he can't go 42 minutes getting killed, that he needs more support, that he can't carry a team the way he did?
I was going to say, I don't think we saw the best of him this series.
We didn't. We didn't. Terrible. But I think it was Boston's defense did something Milwaukee was never able to do that last year. Yeah. And I think it's how well Tatum played in that series needs to be emphasized so much, what he did in that series defensively, even though Marcus Smart was a defensive player of the year. But I think the story on Kyrie is, he is, I guess, the biggest superstar that we've ever talked about, that his biggest 2 things are drama and skill, but not performance. And that's just been kind of similar maybe to Allen Iverson once upon a time, but at least Allen Iverson fucking played, man. Yeah. He wasn't telling me how the earth was flat or how he's going to sit down with Joe and KD and the GM and they're going to decide as a unit. Motherfucker, you didn't play all year. Decide what?
Yeah.
You left your team abandoned all season. That's the reason they're a 7 seed.
Yeah.
That's the reason Harden isn't there. And you have to play Andre Drummond. I love Seth Curry, but you'd rather have James Harden, even if he's looked a little bit worse now in Philly. Like, they were an inch away from winning last season. Because if they beat Milwaukee, they beat Atlanta, who, oh my God, what happened to them this year?
Yeah.
And they would have beaten Phoenix. Brooklyn would have won the finals. James Harden would have gotten healthier every round. Maybe Kyrie would have came back. But instead, you have a disaster.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest person to blame has to be Kyrie Irving. There's
no doubt about it.
There's no other way to look at it.
There's no doubt
Every
about it.
place this guy's gone to since he won in Cleveland, it's just always been a problem.
So what happens next year? No vaccine mandate to worry about. These guys are back.
They're going to run it back because what leverage? What do?
Yeah.
Piss off KD, who Kyrie's his best friend? They have no option. It's sad because at this point they have to pray for Ben Simmons to figure out his life and his situation, and we could say his mental health.
Do you think he's going to play for the Nets?
I think he has to.
No. Do you think the Nets will keep him?
I think they have to. What do? What is he worth right now? A penny? He has the Kardashian curse stamped on him like Tristan Thompson. What is he supposed to do?
And we got to do an episode about that, just solely on
At least Devin Booker's back sooner than we expected because then the Kardashian curse was
was
going to hit a whole new level.
alive
especially
and
after Astroworld. I know, like my God, like it has been
it's bad.
the curse has been heavy. But I can't talk about this series anymore. We're gonna go.
You mentioned the Hawks. So let's jump to that series.
Let's mention the Hawks.
Hawks.
Trae Young.
Quick.
I don't know what's happened. Trae Young. The Trae Young we saw last year, granted, easier matchups maybe, but Miami, a great defensive team, got him out of his sets. Kevin O'Connor had a great thing today about how Trae Young needs to learn how to play off the ball. Bogdanovich was arguably the best player in their series. He misses Game 5, which kind of, I think, even though Jimmy Butler, the king of, being amazing, but then he has to miss a game because of soreness, because the motherfucker's always hurt. But yeah, I think Atlanta has great signs, and DeAndre Hunter, Bogdanovich, maybe a healthy John Collins and see what he could do. There's still pieces there. But I think everybody expected a lot more out of Atlanta after a conference finals run. I think we expected another leap from Trae Young. And I think maybe last year, maybe it was easier matchups. Like the Sixers with the Yips. Ben Simmons obviously doesn't know how to play basketball anymore. And then you had the situation in New York where that team goes out and wins 38 games this year.
Yeah.
Maybe the matchups were just easy and we drank the Kool-Aid a little bit with Atlanta.
And he was loving it too. I mean, Trae Young was,
he loves it.
Say, in his bag last year because of how much attention he was getting from the New York series.
I think he could have, and this year he couldn't find his bag against Miami. I think he forgot his bag in Atlanta, then would go back to Atlanta, misplace it there, because his bag was not found besides the one game winning floater he had. And then, he just went back to mediocrity.
But dude, we saw in this series, bubble finals, Jimmy Butler come back, dude. That was unbelievable.
It was unbelievable. He came back. We saw Victor Oladipo. I forgot he was in the NBA.
I forgot about him. Then I see him on TV.
The Heat forgot too. He didn't play until Game 5. The Heat had no idea. Like, oh, Victor, motherfucker, what were you there? We didn't see you over there. Holy shit, let's get you out here. Jimmy's not playing.
He was fucking busy.
Oh my God, it's like Jesus put a fucking shooting guard right on their bench. They're like, Jimmy, Victor's here. When did you tell him to come since you weren't gonna play? Was this when you guys coordinate this?
Victor was busy eating arepas and croquetas here in Miami.
He got
carried away a little bit, but he's here. He's back.
Here. He's back, and luckily he worked those croquetas off because they get to him, man.
They really do. They really do.
They're delicious.
And dude, thank God for him. I mean, thank God for him finding his stride right away because dude, Kyle Lowry out had me a little concerned, just a little concerned.
Yeah, the Heat are deep enough, and somehow Gabe Vincent does enough, which is confusing, but he figures out a way to do enough on the court.
Max Strus starts off with 3.
Max Strus, the Heat paid $90 million for Duncan Robinson, who had a great game 1. Max Strus makes $3 million or $2 million, and he's light years better than Duncan Robinson, because Duncan Robinson would strugel guarding us, okay? Sorry, Duncan, I'm lying. You would definitely be able to guard me. You're 6'7".
I hope we don't run into him tonight. I hope we don't run into him tonight.
We better not. I'm not going to talk to Spoelstra, man. What the fuck is Duncan doing out here? He better be getting ready for James Harden and Tyrese Maxey. So we could go. I guess we could transition there. Do you got something on Miami?
Just real quick, Jimmy Butler, because we talked about this earlier, came second in the entire set of round 1.
Points per game, right?
Points per game, 30.5, which was incredible, and led first altogether in steals. 2.8 steals per game.
Jimmy loves getting in those lanes, and when Jimmy's motivated, He is one of the top 10 defenders in the NBA.
Dude's a beast.
My fear is that I don't know what's up with Bam offensively now in the playoffs.
Yeah, no.
And against Embiid, I think that's going to be an interesting matchup. So let's go right there. Let's do it. Wait,
Bam, real quick, just a quick message for you. We took you plus 100,000 first method, the method of the first basket of the game. Bam layup.
Oh my God.
This is a wide open layup. I mean, come on, Bam.
Bam, I would have made that, Bam. And I know you hate when people say that because obviously defended by a 6'8" guy, I might not have made that. But had I been guarded by a 5'8" guy, I'm finishing that. Was it lefty? Did he go lefty or righty?
He went lefty.
Okay, I would have missed it lefty. I take it back. I'm sorry, Bam. Didn't mean it.
I don't remember, but
if it was righty, I'm finishing.
Either way, we were pissed.
Yeah,
we were pissed.
If it's righty, I'm finishing. Now we're gonna go over to Toronto, Philly. I had a little trouble piecing that together.
The one that got scary. The one
that got angry for me when Tyrese Maxey, who had a pretty dominant lead on most threes, we snagged that at 23-1.
Oh, we're jumping into this right away.
Danny Green makes, I want to say, 11 threes in the last 3 games to fuck us both.
Yeah.
And usually we don't both get fucked at the same time.
No, that hasn't happened yet, but it happened.
It happened
last night.
Unfortunately, it happened last night when Tyrese Maxey he tried to put up 2 more. You told me, misses.
He tried to put up 4 more. 4 more. No joke. I mean, I was in a group chat with.
Hopefully, he's saving
buddies.
them for Miami. I'm hoping
I mean, I'll take it again. I'll take it again when those odds come out.
We'll see.
But I was telling my buddies, I'm in a group chat with a couple of my friends, and I'm like, dude, this is so sad. I don't know where this game goes tonight. Tyrese Maxey got so cold these last 2 games. So who knows where he's at? I think he forgot how to play basketball. I think Tyrese Maxey got a piece of info from the FBI. They told him what I said, and he got fucking angry and went off 5 threes to get us just 1 behind what we needed. Tyrese Maxey to lead in threes per game.
Oh, we're still talking about the Tyrese Maxey debacle?
Yeah, because
Why are you still bringing this up? I thought we ended it.
I thought this bet was dead. Game 4.
Came back to life,
Yeah, he had 2 games in a row.
Well, Van Vliet gets hurt, and he was in the lead.
But then only
OG was second.
1.
And then OG was second, where I was like, dude, Maxey can outshoot these guys. Danny Green wasn't even on our radar.
Yeah, he wasn't.
But we're talking too much about this lost bet. No one cares about the 23-1 Tyrese Maxey bet.
Sorry for what I said, Tyrese.
Yeah.
But I learned my lesson.
I'm still going to put money on him.
He said, I'm gonna go for 5 exactly. He needs 6, but I'm going to go for 5
just
exactly.
Just so it'll sting a little more.
And throw a finger like Kyrie Irving up to us in the camera.
Yeah, that's what I think that's what Embiid did subliminally to James Harden going into Game 6, where he said, dude, are you ever going to fucking try to take over the game and show us any form of offense?
It worked.
It did. Someone needs to light a fire under his ass. James Harden, he's always been a chill guy. That's why I thought CP3 was always such a good pairing for him. Embiid, it's not Ben Simmons, okay? Harden does not have mental health issues. If he does, he goes to a strip club, spends about $10,000, and he's back to normal.
And he eats
honey buns. And he's going to be in Miami.
And he eats honey buns. So,
he better not be eating fucking honey buns right now, because I got money on
Only when he's depressed. I
better not be depressed then. I can't have no honey buns. Embiid, keep him out of Tootsies. Keep him out of BTs, okay? Keep him out of Scarlets. Because we've seen in Houston, I'm a fan of the Rockets, when he goes to strip clubs in the playoffs, we lose. Yeah. So you need to keep him out of the strip clubs. Don't let Jimmy call me, yo, James, I got this girl. No. We need him on his best behavior like he was in Game 6. Aggressive with the basketball, not with the strip clubs.
But speaking of the Clippers, because you just brought them up, did Doc Rivers pass...
The Clippers, the Sixers.
No. You were talking about the Clippers before, and it made me think of Doc Rivers. Did Doc Rivers pass trajectory of 3-1 series leads and failing in them? Did that have you concerned at all?
Well, it was 3-0.
It was 3-0. It was 3-0.
I thought Doc strictly blows it when it's 3-1. Yeah. So I thought 3-0 we're in the clear.
We're okay.
But then it got to 3-1, and I was like, oh my God, it's 3-1 now.
I've seen this.
He does this all the time, and then I thought about some of the James Harden debacles in Houston where he kind of underperformed. He looked kind of sleepy in Game 5, but nah, man, Philly came out firing. Yeah. I was scared, but they came out firing. And Toronto, obviously, great defensive team, a lot of length. They needed more on offense. Siakam, I think, did all he could.
Yeah, he gave it all.
But Philly really did have a great Game 6, and they were able to pull that out.
Scotty Barnes comes back, but...
and maybe if Scotty Barnes never gets hurt, whole different series. Van Vliet goes down. That could have been a different series. Mm-hmm. We finally saw Tobias Harris step up. Made my rookie card investment of him isn't a complete and total loss. like my DraftKings stock. Which, DraftKings, you banned me from your site. You should have banned me from buying your fucking shitty stock. Okay? It's terrible. $14 a share. Are you guys even trying to make money? It's ridiculous. Damn. They were at 60 at one point. They've fallen out of favor more quickly than Kyrie Irving after game 1.
More quickly out of Tyrese Maxey. Sorry to keep bringing him up. He was hot and cold this series.
Oh my God.
He was hot and cold.
We lost the 23-1. It's fine.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when Embiid's thumb gets fucked, and you're hearing he needs surgery, but we're gonna still play him and watch him look like he's fucking dying every time he comes into contact with somebody.
Yeah, that was you can't do that in a game. I know it hurts, but you're causing attention, and now they're gonna hit your thumb more.
Yeah.
Like that's what players do. They're gonna prey on your weakness.
Yeah. But he loved it, and
he looked like he was just fucking taking a bunch of Polaroids. Like every second, just where's the picture? No, your thumb's still fucked up. Go man up, dude, or take a game off. I don't know. But yeah, Maxey struggled one game and then was amazing. We had the stat. So Danny Green finished with 16 threes. We'll finish it here with this shit. Danny Green finished with 16 threes. Maxey with 15. Maxey made 13 threes in 3 games.
13.
2 threes in the other 3.
He had game 1 and game 5, 5 threes in both of those games.
And he still managed to only finish with... No, I'm telling you, 13 in 3 games.
Yeah.
2 in the other 3. At least 1 a game.
Yeah.
You're averaging more than 4 a game in the other 3.
Yeah.
But that died. Now we got Heat Sixers. Might go on Monday. Might go to game 1.
Dude, you have to.
It's like 220.
You live here.
It's 220. Harden's my favorite player.
FTX.
Even though it's FTX. Hopefully my crypto, Ethereum, Bitcoin keeps going up.
Sorry
I keep talking about my investments, but my gambling picks haven't been as hot as I wanted in the first round. So I was trying to find money somewhere else, and definitely not looking there.
Hey, we'll find out in just a couple of hours. You got Memphis in 6, so
we got Memphis in 6. We got Anthony Edwards. So let's just wrap this up with the East. Bucks, Bulls. It was a joke.
Oh, that's right. I
forgot about this. The only story: Middleton gets hurt. Mm-hmm. Zach LaVine COVID protocol before Game 5. I don't think that makes a difference.
No. Middleton's out for Series 2.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That I think is the biggest story because Giannis, best player in the world. If Giannis beats Boston without Middleton, after Durant got swept,
that's it.
With no Kyrie,
that's it.
I'm gonna have to give Giannis first, second, and third best player in the world, and then we're starting with 4th. We are. We're starting with 4th. Unless Embiid beats the Heat, we get Embiid Giannis, and then we'll see how that goes.
You're right.
But honestly, if Giannis beats the Celtics after KD got swept by them, KD will never be able to jump Giannis again for the rest of his years unless he beats Giannis in the playoffs.
I hear you, dude. I hear you. Let me ask
and Giannis is young. KD's starting to get old. Dude, he needs to do something about that hair. Like, I don't know what that is. It just looks like, it's just growing in weird patches. And it's like he's balding, but his strategy is let me just not cut any of this. It's kind of like what I've done with my beard when it was worse. Yeah. Where I would just leave it patchy, but hoping that everything else would eventually grow in. And with KD, time's working against you, it's not going to grow back in.
Let me ask you something, because you're big on Kevin Durant. Like, you know a lot about this guy. What does he do for fun? Because there's no way he's out hanging out. Like, no one goes out looking like that. I mean, my man needs
they do when you're worth $500 million. Yeah, they don't give a fuck. You worth $500 million, Mike. You don't even need that haircut. I know what you're thinking. You'd have a barber cutting your hair every day since you now cut your hair every week as an alumni director. Exactly. So you figure if you're a professional NBA player, this motherfucker be getting a haircut every 12 hours. Like, no, the shadow's coming out. I need a buzz.
Get over here.
Get over here. This sucks, okay? I look like shit.
Yeah, I don't understand this, but...
You know why? Because he goes out and he can still bag any girl he wants, no matter what he looks like. Because he got $500 million. He's a Slim Reaper. And he was the best player in the world for 3-4 years.
He says he's God.
Yeah, not anymore.
He said he's God in a tweet like 2 days ago.
No, we talked about it.
I know.
Did you forget that we talked about it?
No, I know we talked about it. But
so we'll transition to since the Nets aren't playing anymore.
Oh no, but I have a question for you.
Oh, hit me.
With the Bulls and Bucks, you know who went missing?
Who?
DeMar DeRozan. Okay.
Oh,
I took DeMar to lead. That was one of the picks we both.
Yeah, I yesterday I actually saw him on one of the milk cartons in Publix. It was crazy.
Missing.
Yeah, he went missing.
To start off with 41 points in game 2. Game 2.
He started off 6 of 20,
yeah.
right, or whatever it was, 15. He said he would never do that again.
Yeah.
But then instead he missed one more shot in the next game. So
I told you
DeMar. You wouldn't do it again. You're like, I'm gonna miss one more. I'm not gonna miss one less. Got me there. That's the story of DeMar DeRozan in the playoffs. Toronto Raptors never able to get over hump. Him and Kyle Lowry never did it. Yeah. They trade DeRozan for Leonard. Finals, they win a championship. Sorry, DeMar. He did at least. He had a moment where he at least let us know that he's still like a top 25, top 30 guy in the league. And at moments he could dabble in the top 20.
Yeah.
But he's still not a top 20 player.
I mean, yeah.
Might not be top 25. But great season by the Bulls, and it sucks they didn't have Lonzo because maybe he can add something defensively.
Does that change it?
No.
No.
Maybe, Milwaukee wins in 6 instead of 5.
There you go.
So that would have been the difference. They blew him out every game. Lonzo, I don't think, would have been the difference, especially since he wasn't healthy all year. So let's go into the most waited for series. Milwaukee, Boston. We have Boston minus 200. What's Milwaukee?
Plus 168.
Am I in denial? Do I just love Giannis too much? Or am I really considering taking Milwaukee even with no Chris Middleton?
Even with no Chris Middleton. I mean, totally different team than the Bulls. I mean, being able to say that they dominated the Bulls without Chris Middleton is one thing. But this is the Celtics. I don't hate it, dude. I don't hate it. The Celtics have a lot to ride on right now. I mean, after sweeping the Nets, like this is the expectation that they come and put up a good fight against the Bucks. I could see this going to 7 games. And at that point, who would be playing at home? Boston?
Boston, yeah.
That's going to be an interesting series.
I think it is. I wrote down Bucks in 6 plus 550. I know there's no Middleton.
Wow.
This will be a career-defining series. Giannis, already, no matter what happens in his career, he's going to end up as a top 25 player of all time. Now it's crazy, but right now he's going up against the likes of like Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, Dirk Nowitzki. Like he's already basically in that conversation with 2 Finals MVPs. With 1 Finals MVP and 2 regular season MVPs and a Defensive Player of the Year. He's already an elite company. If he's able to get past Boston and with no Middleton, just Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, Pat Connaughton, Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, Serge Ibaka, who's still coming in. Giannis' brother, Thanos, who's still not going to play even though Chris is out. But if he's able to take that roster and beat...
Thanasis, not Thanos. I get it because it sounds like Giannis.
Yeah,
but
so it's
Thanasis.
Yeah, he needs to play more like Thanos if he wants to get on the court more. That was my point. That was a message to Thanasis. Play more like Thanos. I'm not going to pick yet because I don't know where I'm going. It's Friday night. We're feeling all right. We're going to go out soon. But I'm leaning Milwaukee in 6.
Wow.
Because it's plus 550. They're going to have a really hard time winning in Boston in game 7.
No, of course.
So that's why pick them in 7.
Yeah.
If that's asking them to win in Boston.
That's true.
They're going to need an elite series from Giannis, but I don't know. I haven't taken it yet. Not giving my pick. I like the odds of Giannis plus 550 to win in 6. And Giannis leading scorer minus 170. Tatum, I think, was plus 140. Okay. Plus 140. I still kind of like Giannis. I think he's going to need to drop 35 a game.
Yeah, I had to get myself talked out of that because I was obviously going to...
Tatum's been unbelievable.
Yeah. And he won. He led the first round series in points. But that's a whole different matchup. And Giannis, now without Middleton, Giannis has to be the one.
He's going to be taking 25 shots a game.
Exactly.
We're expecting a lot.
And making them.
And then Miami, Philly, which will be right in my neck of the woods down here. Like I said, I want to go to game 1. I biasly, I love James Harden, even though I'm from Miami. Now I'm from Miami. I'm from Jersey. But I'm leaning
from Miami. That's great.
Philly over Miami.
Really?
If they do it in 6.
What is that? Let me see if I
I'm sorry, no. The one I liked was Heat win game 1. Philly wins the series plus 420. Holla at me. That's the one I like the most.
Wow.
I think we'll see what the
series parlay.
We'll see the struggle with Bam. How will Bam handle? How will Embiid handle the thumb injury? That's the biggest question mark. Can Tobias Harris kind of keep showing out? I think it was first or second in the series in rebounds.
First in the series.
First in the series in rebounds.
Yep.
And I think Philly had a good. They found something good there, using a little bit of Shake Milton, using a little bit of Georges Niang. But these Thibault needs to wake the fuck up. He doesn't have to worry about playing in Toronto anymore. Get locked into playing in Miami. You don't need to be vaccinated, but you were terrible against Toronto, even when you were playing in Philly.
Who guards Jimmy?
Probably Matisse Thybulle if he's on the court. That should be the guy guarding him. If Matisse Thybulle isn't on the court,
and what was his problem?
Probably putting Tobias Harris. Oh, well, he couldn't play in Toronto because he's not vaccinated.
Matisse Thybulle wasn't vaccinated.
No, but he just didn't play. Wow, the amount of passion you had with that statement.
Oh no, trust me, this is not. I just didn't know.
You're like, it's just crazy. They talked about it a little bit going into the Toronto series. It obviously didn't impact it that much. But yeah, I'm gonna lean Philly, and I like that bet just because it's a stupid ass bet. Miami wins game 1, which I might go to. Philly wins the series.
You have to go to that.
I have to.
That's gonna be a good series. It's gonna be a good series.
Let's do a little bit on the West.
Yeah.
Let's just hit the big ones because we're running low on time.
Okay.
We're gonna go. Let's start off with the big one: Mavs versus the Jazz. We saw funeral, the wake, whatever you want to call it, for Gobert and Donovan Mitchell playing together.
That duo.
Gobert had some good moments where you saw Donovan drive it, kick it late to him, but
some alley-oop dunks. Yeah.
Every time you get Gobert on one-on-one, and you spread out that floor. Because Utah doesn't have other guys that can protect the paint, nor do they have a lot of good one-on-one defenders. He gets abused. You saw Luka, little step back, big three. Could get that whenever he wanted, would drive on the angle. Gobert did play great defense on Luka in the last possession. Tried to attack the basket, do like a fading 10-footer, no backboard, weird shot. But the Mavericks, I said that the Mavericks, if Luka was healthy, would come out of the West. I didn't know the Warriors would look this healthy. But considering the Devin Booker injury, even though Mikal Bridges was unbelievable, CP3 looks 27 instead of 37, and DeAndre Ayton balled, I'm going to go out on a limb and give you Dallas Mavericks, Luka Magic, to upset the 64-win Phoenix Suns. Wow. Craziest prediction I'm giving.
Okay. Plus 220 money line.
Mavs in 7 plus 800, winning in Phoenix.
Damn!
Plus 800, 8-1.
Is that the juiciest one?
That's no, like Mavs sweep is probably.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So you're saying like later games, yes.
That's true.
Yes, Mavs right. Of the 6 and 7 game
outcomes. Things that make sense. Other things that make sense.
Mavs in 7 is the biggest at 8-1. But I just think I'm not gonna go that deep. Luka Magic, the emergence of a guy that I love, and I have a bunch of his rookie cards, Jalen Brunson.
Dude.
Spencer Dinwiddie for Porzingis. You just see that Luka needs that spacing. Dwight Powell. They do Dorian Finney-Smith at the 5. And he's kind of like Draymond Light defensively.
Yeah.
Pretty switchable. Can guard a lot of positions. He's not the defender Draymond is. Also a better three-point shooter. I would still rather have Draymond, but I'm saying that's a nice small ball 5 to have, kind of defend everybody and can kind of hit that corner 3. And I think that'll be interesting against Phoenix, where they're going to have DeAndre Ayton. So that balance between those two matchups, I think, will be super interesting. Phoenix, unbelievable. The Booker injury obviously gave them a little scare. Pelicans made a little run. Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum. McCollum just struggling in playoff games a little too much for my liking. But I'm going to lean Dallas over Phoenix. Do you have anything to ask me about either of the series that we saw or that matchup? Or did you like what I gave you?
No, I like what you gave me. I love the fact that you've taken straight up in series money line all 3 underdogs. That's awesome. I was trying to check out the odds on what that would be in a parlay, but for some reason
one of them should be right? At least maybe I get one.
Oh yeah,
or maybe 2 out of 3. Maybe
absolutely. I'm gonna parlay them though.
Yeah, I'm gonna see.
Bucks at plus 168, Sixers at plus 154. Although it just got removed, I don't know why, but we'll see. And Mavs plus 220. I mean, that's the biggest one. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we'll see. The Embiid thing, I guess, would be the scariest one.
Of course.
I don't even mind. Yeah,
he needs surgery.
The Dallas one though is surprisingly my juiciest. Like I think Dallas, for some reason, I think they beat Phoenix. But I think I also said that early, so I have to kind of hold on to it now.
If you think they beat Phoenix, wow.
I said that too, and you heard me, and you also never go full return.
And I'm convinced that Phoenix is a place in Arizona. If they beat Phoenix,
Phoenix be finished.
Dude, I like that.
Laurie Markkinen, fuck him. Continue.
Fuck Laurie Markkinen. But we'll talk about that another time. But if you think the Mavs beat the Suns, going to the finals, you gotta have some stock on Luka MVP. Finals MVP.
Well, I do already.
And what'd you get?
20-1. Wow. 20-1 odds before Game 6. Wow. Luka Magic.
Wow.
Luka Magic.
Oh, before Game 6?
Before Game 6.
Oh, I gotta see this now.
So,
Finals MVP, Luka, 17-1.
17-1. Okay, so I got 3. We're gonna go quick here because it looks like
low battery.
Yeah, this is a problem. This is a fucking emergency.
Yeah.
All right. Warriors, Nuggets. Why talk about it? Nuggets. I mentioned Will Barton, second best player. No Jamal Murray. No Michael Porter. Jokic did his best. Jordan Poole. Welcome to the party, baby.
Dude.
You know I love Michigan right here. I don't know where to point. Love Michigan. Jordan Poole. Love his game. Steph Curry, I said, is he healthy? That'll be a big thing. He's fucking healthy. Clay had a 30-point game. Draymond is talking shit on his podcast. They're clicking on all cylinders. Gary Payton, big three late.
I'm so impressed by the fact that Draymond Green is out there balling and then doing what we're doing right now, right after. Like, it's incredible.
And he's talented, dude.
Yeah.
And then last thing, Gary Payton Jr., versatility of Golden State defensively. He closed game 5. You saw how switchable he is. Hit a big three late. Golden State's deep. I love Golden State. Dallas, kind of figure out where that goes.
Do you have anything to say about Andrew Wiggins?
No.
Cool. I do.
Okay.
I took Warriors to sweep, and Andrew Wiggins couldn't get the fucking alley-oop dunk to
No. Your gripe should be with Steve Kerr. Terrible play call.
And
why are you running an out-of-bounds play for an Andrew Wiggins dunk? That was terrible.
Exactly.
Minnesota, Memphis. That's tonight. Minnesota.
I'm pumped.
I have Memphis in 6 plus 420.
We have Anthony Edwards.
We have Anthony Edwards to lead the series in points. Most Jekyll and Hyde series we've had. Karl Anthony Towns. Most inconsistent superstar in the NBA. Not named Kyrie Irving. Fake tough. I don't know what to call him. I don't know what to say about him. There's a video that he changes how he talks depending on who he's having the conversation
Karl
with.
Anthony Towns?
All the time. Like, he'll go gutter, and then he'll go like as properly, like as best and most eloquent speaking as he can, which I appreciate. But don't do the fake gutter thing just because you want to come off hard in certain interviews. But just a weird series. Memphis isn't ready for Golden State.
I was just about to ask, does the winner of this, I mean, it's going to be Memphis, but does the winner of Memphis and Tim's have a matchup against?
Not that team I saw. Quick finals prediction. I'll give one last one right now. I'm going to go, oh man, I want to do Milwaukee still, but I'm struggling with it. The injury to Giannis. For now, tentatively, Milwaukee, Dallas. Dallas, crazy upset. Milwaukee, Dallas. Even though I think it's going to be Milwaukee, Golden State, because I'm still going to hold on to my Bucks, but I think the Mavericks have a legitimate shot.
All right.
Give it quick. Battery's going to die.
Golden State Heat.
Heat! Hey, Miami's going to be live and popping. I'm ready for it, all right?
That'd be awesome.
It'll be great. We'll tune back in. We'll probably give, hopefully, like a mid-series recap next week, where it's going, take some more definitive action. Now let's go party in Miami.
Hey, Jordan Poole MVP, Finals MVP. We're waiting for it, baby.
Tyler Hero, I got him 100 to 1.
Yeah,
90 to 1. He's alive. Giannis still alive. CP3 still alive. Doncic still alive. I took every team and every player to win the championship and the MVP. So hopefully one of them get it.
So hopefully it's not Max Strus.
Hopefully it's not Jason Tatum, who I have not taken, and I'm gonna live to regret it. Since I just said you could argue he's the second best player in the world. Fuck me, right?
You did say that.
So hey, I was about to stop this. Signing off. My battery's gonna die. Mike's in Miami. So am I, but I live here. Cheers, motherfucker.
We're going.
Show me the spread. Signing out.
Don't bet money you don't have. Unless you feel really good about it.
Right.
Then maybe it's okay.
That's good life advice, Raj.
Sanity ain't going my pace today. I can't even recall being these ways. To be honest, moving forward's all I'm seeing.